Hi, welcome to the Southern Housing Podcast. We're here today to talk about customer response and all the changes we're making to make things better for you, our residents. I'm here today with Simon. Thank you very much for joining us, Simon. Simon, can you tell us a bit about what you do here at Southern Housing?
Yes, I'm the head of customer response, and I'm responsible for our contact centres for both legacy organisations that deal with all the inquiries from our residents, apart from repair inquiries. So we do everything else: housing management, rents, tenancy queries, and social behaviour. My team is the first, what we're calling the front door, that deals with these queries as the residents call us.
Obviously, you've mentioned the front door there, and we know it's been a really, really busy time for your team trying to align all our services and make sure things are running smoothly. Can you talk to us a little bit more about what the front door is and how that can affect residents?
As we fully integrate and amalgamate the legacy organisation and customer service teams into one single point of contact, which is what we're calling the front door, and the idea is that when residents call us, the front door teams will be empowered to answer at least 80% of those queries at the first point of contact.
Fantastic. So what happens currently at the moment? Why is it
So
different?
at the moment, it's a bit of a postcode lottery, for being honest. We're still separate organisations for the customer service team, so depending on where you live, what your query is, what specialist team deals with it, it's a bit potluck whether you get that answered as you call.
So with the new front door model, talk us through the steps from when a resident makes contact to having a resolution.
So we listen to our residents and our feedback, and we listen to their frustrations that when they call us, the teams aren't always able to help straight away, and they promise a call back, and that call back doesn't always happen, and they call back again to chase, and there's a never-ending cycle of dissatisfaction, service failures and complaints. So what we're doing as a front door model is we're working, by next summer, the plan is for all 7 contact centres is to be on one new omni-channel contact centre platform. And what that means is this new technology we'll be able to maximise our efficiencies, and it will enable us to manage all the customers' transactions, interactions through multiple channels, whether it's a phone call, an email, a web chat, and through separate teams more effectively. Fantastic.
So does it mean that you guys have access to a whole load more information than you do currently?
Yeah, so there's 2 things going on. We're extensively collaborating with all the back office specialist teams, and we're talking to them to make sure that the response teams have all the most up-to-date information that we can. And with our performance optimization team, they are creating these dynamic knowledge bases for us with all this information in one place. So when a resident calls us, we can look up and do a search and find out how we can best help them while they're on that phone call. And these collaborations we're doing, we'll also discuss with these specialist teams where the query is a bit more complex, how they're going to be available while they're resident on the phone to give my advisors that sort of level of information and extra help, or be on hand where we can pass them over. And where it's not possible to pass them over straight away, because we know some queries are a bit more complex than a 5-minute call, we'll have this agreement and timescale when they will get back to the resident. And this collaboration is being distilled into these agreements, which we're calling internally handshake agreements. So there's a handshake agreement between response teams and the back office specialist teams of how they're going to support us to enable us to really resolve these queries for our residents.
Fantastic. So in simple terms, how is this going to benefit residents? What does this mean for residents?
So it will be a more seamless customer service experience. That when they call us, the response advisors should be able to answer that query while they're on the phone, either by looking up our knowledge-based information or speaking to that specialist person while they're on the phone call.
Fantastic.
We have listened to the customers' feedback and the residents' frustrations of when they go around in circles calling the call centre. We're trying to raise a call back to another team, and I think with the legacy organisations, information is not all quite there. We sometimes send stuff to the wrong team. It causes more frustration and service failures, and it's about empowering my advisors to resolve those queries.
Fantastic. So when can we see these? When will the residents start to see these changes?
I think it's going to be over the next few months. As I said earlier, by the summer, all the contact centres will be on the same contact centre platform. So we'll be able to deal with all each other's query. At the moment, it's one number for one legacy organisation, one number for the other one. It's very different. If you get through to a wrong team, they're not able to help because they're not able to see the residents' details. So we'll all be on the same platforms where we can see all our residents' details, know what teams are dealing with it, and we can help them. So we're talking about the summer really when residents will start to see a big improvement.
Fantastic.
And that journey is going to be, it won't just be, that's it. the journey will be improved as we go through this. We'll learn a bit more. We'll get more feedback from residents, what's working, what's not working, and we'll adapt a model throughout the next year.
So how much of a difference do you expect to see? I mean, what are we aiming for?
Well, I mean, at the moment, if you ask residents and look at feedback, I would probably say less than half the calls we deal with, we're able to resolve at that first call. And our first objective is to get at least 80% of those calls resolved. There'll always be queries that are very complex, more difficult, that is more than an advisor can deal with, and that needs a specialist team. But that's the first benefit we expect residents to see. And the fact that they only have one number to ring. When that number will get them through to somebody who can help. Not you've called the wrong team and then you put you through to somebody else. It's about getting through right to the right front door team straight away.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us, Simon. It's been a real pleasure to hear about all the changes that are happening. Stay tuned for more podcasts from Southern Housing. Thank you.